If you're a classic rifle and cartridge guy, what would you pick to hunt elk with for the rest of your life? Three of my favorite classic elk hunting cartridges. All three are authoritative cartridges with a proven history on elk. In fact, all Western big game all have adequate reach. There's some variation, but all three will kill an elk out to 400 yards, and sometimes a bit more, assuming, of course, good bullet choice. All three cartridges possess adequate bullet weight, frontal diameter, and muzzle velocity, and all are available loaded with quite aerodynamic projectiles. So now that we've established our criteria, let's take a look, starting with one of my personal all-time favorite Western hunting cartridges, the 280 Ackley Improved. Now this cartridge was developed in the late 1950s by cartridge design legend P.O. Ackley. And after 50 years of success, it was legitimized in 2008 by Nosler. Typically shoots 139 to 180 grain bullets, and it will shoot a 175 grain bullet, that heavy for caliber range that's so good for elk. At about 2,800 feet per second when hand loaded correctly, muzzle energy with that load is about 3,050 foot-pounds. It shoots like a magnum, but it holds 4 or 5 cartridges down in your magazine rather than just 3 on a typical magnum because they have fatter cases, right? At any given time, about 12 to 15 different factory loads are available on the market, and of course this cartridge is optimal for hand loading. Generates about 25 foot-pounds of recoil energy in an 8-pound rifle. And this cartridge really has the best potential long-range ballistics of the 3 showcased here today. That's thanks to modern case design characteristics and that very aerodynamic 7mm bullet diameter. It's the ideal mountain rifle cartridge, offers tons of performance at a relatively low cost in recoil. Next, we have the grand old 30-06. This was adopted in 1906 by the U.S. military and fought through 2 world wars and has become the worldwide standard for an all-purpose big game cartridge. Typically shoots 180 to 220 grain bullets, and the 180s, in my opinion, are the best balance for elk. It'll shoot those 180s at about 2,700 feet per second, about 100 feet per second slower than the 280 Ackley will shoot a similar weight bullet. Muzzle energy is about 2,900 feet per second. Holds 5 down in the magazine, feeds very smoothly thanks to nice case taper and a gentle shoulder. Dozens and dozens of factory loads are available on the market, so you can always find something that's well suited for your task and that your rifle shoots well. Generates about 25 foot-pounds of energy, recoil energy, and certainly is the most available in both rifle and ammunition selection of the 3 showcased here. This has killed every big game animal in the world, and it is a terrific all-purpose cartridge for use inside about 400 yards. And finally, we have the 300 Winchester Magnum. Now, this cartridge was introduced in 1963, and it is the most authoritative of the 3 cartridges here. It's outstanding for elk, moose, and so forth. It shoots 150 to 220 grain bullets, same projectiles as the 30-06, but it shoots them faster. It'll shoot that great 180 grain bullet at about 2,940 feet per second. That's the industry standard out of a 24-inch barrel. Generates nearly 3,500 foot-pounds of muzzle energy. Typically holds just 3 in the magazine because it's got that fatter cartridge case, right? There will be plenty of factory loads available to pick from at any given time in your big box sporting goods stores. This cartridge recoils with about 30 foot-pounds of recoil energy in an 8-pound rifle. In terms of simple killing capability, the 300 Winchester Magnum is the best elk cartridge of the 3. It's not too much for deer, but you'll never be undergunned on elk. Thanks for tuning in, folks. And there's the bell, folks. We'll see you next time.